I got some information and it reads thus. Since the Honorable Lindsay Grant busted the ghosts in number 4, cruise ships are reaching our shores by the 3s and the 4s and the 5s and the 6s. Constituency number 4, are you ready for the Honorable Lindsay Grant? Please help me make him welcome as our tourism industry is moving forward on the PAM in unity.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Madam Chair. Good afternoon to everyone here. I can't hear you. Good afternoon. We are at PAM and this is convention. And I recognize that because of the time constraints right now, I don't have much time. However, I want to say my little 2 cents. But I first would like to recognize our Prime Minister, Dr. Timothy Harris, our political leader and Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Sean K. Richards. I would also like to recognize our guest speaker, the Honorable Floyd Green. I see within our midst our first Prime Minister, Dr. the Right Honorable Sir Kennedy Alphonse Simmons. I see also in our midst our cabinet colleagues. I see the Honorable Eugene Hamilton. I see the Honorable Ian Patches-Liebert, my colleague John L. Powell, Vernon Connor. I also see the Honorable Vincent Juicy Byron, Attorney General of St. Kitts and Nevis. I see Michael Oliver Powell. I see Mr. Hugh Heiliger. I see Richard Keynes. And I see the lone woman, first female to be elected to Parliament, the Honorable Constance Mitchum. I also want to recognize the Diplomatic Corps. And you who are here this afternoon, a special good afternoon. My presentation will be very short. I have no notes. I have not prepared, but I want to say my piece this afternoon. I came to say my piece this afternoon. And I like the theme, moving forward, creating opportunities for all. But I want to remind you that you cannot move forward unless you remember your past. Because a people without a knowledge of their history is like a tree without roots. And so this afternoon, we must be mindful of the fact that we are here this afternoon because we were fighting for something. And having fought for that thing for the last 20 years, and we have it within our grasp, don't lose it on Sese and Nega business. Because we are creating opportunities for all, and all will get. Some might get tomorrow, some might get next year, others might get 5 years from now, but all will get under the government of national unity. We were in the trenches for years. For years we were in the trenches, since 1995. And when we were in those trenches way back in 1995, you were there with us. You were there with us because you were hoping for a brighter and better tomorrow. It has now come, but hold strain. Everything doesn't come overnight. But you were there in the trenches years after years after years without anything, fighting. Fighting for the party that you so loved, the People's Action Movement, which is 51 years this year. And you fought, and you fought, and you fought. And you fought despite the challenges. Despite the difficulties, you were fighting. Despite the fact that some of you were fired, some of you were victimized, but you continued fighting. Some of you didn't have food to put on your table or children to feed, but you fought still. Because you fought because you were hopeful that tomorrow would be a brighter day. And so for 20 years you fought. For 20 years you struggled. And on February the 16th, 2015, the Lord delivered for us and for you a new government in this country. But now the new government has come. Give the government a chance to work. Some of you feel that we're here 5 years, 10 years. We've been here 13 or 14 months. And in 13 or 14 months, we have delivered to all of you already. Because all of you are beneficiaries of the VAT that was removed at 17%. All of you have benefited for that. Creating opportunities. And while some of you may think it's not coming fast enough, we are here working all day into the midnight to produce better opportunities for you, because that was our pledge to you. And we will not forget that pledge. But we have said to you that you have given us a government, a new government, because you were dissatisfied with the government you had. And sometimes some people want me and others in this government to do the very thing that you complained of that was bad, because it suits you. It can't work so. It can't work so. We told you we are about good governance, and we are going to give you the best government that we feel at this time we can give you. And we believe, having given you that, you are going to be very proud of us. But it takes time. It takes time. We are, however, grateful that you are keeping us in check, because every government needs to be in check, not only by the opposition, but by its very supporters. So we are grateful for that. Nothing wrong with that. But I want to tell you, within these 5 years of this government, we are going to produce to you a housing project and policy unmatched in this country. We are going to bring that to you. Within these 5 years, we are going to give you numerous jobs to come in this country. We are going to give you in this country, under this government, an economic boom that you've never seen before. What we are not going to give you is individuality. Individuality. You must understand, we work for everybody. We work in the best interests of everybody. And everybody must feel a part of the development of St. Kitts and Nevis. It must not be in isolation. It must not be for you and you can't get. Everybody supposed to eat in this country. And that is what we are about. So, I want to end by saying to you, God has been good to us. Very good to us, in fact. God has been very good to us. Because none of us believed in the initial stages that what we gave to you, a combination of 3 political parties, could ever work in St. Kitts and Nevis. Could never work. Could never work. Some of us were our greatest naysayers. The thing couldn't work. So we made history, as somebody said it. We made history on February the 16th, 2015. By the grace of God, we did. And with your help, we did. What we say to you now, we have more history to come in the making. But all we want you to do for us is to be patient, to be understanding, and at the same time, to be critical. And in the first 5 years of this government, when we will have completed our first term, you will not only give us another term, but you are going to give us another term with more seats than we have at present. And so, my message this afternoon is, I understand how you feel sometimes. I understand, truly understand. When you want a house and we don't have a house to give you. But a house takes time to build properly. I know some of you want jobs tomorrow, but the jobs are not so plentiful, but we will make the enabling environment to make sure your sons and your daughters and whomsoever, they are taken care of in terms of job opportunities. We are going to do the work that you've entrusted us to do. And I want to end by saying that the young man who sang this afternoon, he had a word, and I had no notes, but I made this one particular note, because it really encapsulates what I want to say to you this afternoon. And because what we are fighting for is that not for me, not for the Prime Minister, not for the Deputy Prime Minister, but we are fighting for posterity, to make sure that when it is all said and done, may all those who come behind us find us faithful to the cause. Thank you.